Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I've got a new tool here in the shop that I have absolutely no clue how to use. Alright, this is the Innovation to Reality I2R8 CNC machine, which is their 2-foot by 4-foot model. I know there can be some pretty strong opinions when it comes to CNC machines and woodworking, so if you're an old subscriber that isn't necessarily interested in CNC machines, don't worry, it's not all I'm going to be focused on. Still got tons of other projects planned, so if you're not interested, that's all right. But I didn't want to be left behind, so I wanted to see what these CNC machines were all about and show you guys, kind of coming from a, I don't know what I would even call myself, a experienced carpenter with absolutely no clue how to run this, the software, any of it. So hopefully you'll follow along and enjoy the process. Hopefully we can get this machine set up in this video, go over some of the features of it, and make some first cuts. All right, I got a spot cleared along this back wall here, and there is a stand that you can get with the CNC machine. I just figured if it's going to take up this much footprint, I might as well build some cabinets underneath it for storage, utilize that space better. I just don't have time to do that right now. So temporarily, I got the 4x6 foot bore centipede here, and usually I'd be young and dumb and try to carry that over here myself, but that's just not happening with this. It's pretty well built and stout, so. All right, we got it set up on the table here, and the first thing we did was go ahead and make sure that the CNC bed itself was actually flat, and it is absolutely dead on perfect. And that's one thing I was talking to people on Instagram that have this machine when I was looking to see which one I wanted to work with, and that's one thing they mentioned on being really important. So this one is definitely well built, solid, and was dead flat. You can see there's leveling legs here underneath it, because my floor is not perfectly level, so the table's not. So I went ahead and made sure it was level both ways too. I don't really think that's as important as being flat, but so we went ahead and got it leveled both ways as well. So really all that's left to do is mount the spindle on the bracket and put some side covers on it. I think that's pretty much it for setting it up. All right, that should be pretty much it for assembly. It doesn't get much quicker and easier than that. I do have a bag of extra screws, so let's just assume those are for the base that I didn't get. But other than that, I already have the software installed on my laptop, so we just got to hook up the main controller here and fire it up. To connect to the laptop, it uses an Ethernet cable from the main controller here to your laptop. But I actually don't have an Ethernet port on this new laptop I got, so I went ahead and got one of these USB to Ethernet adapters to use. All right, let's fire this thing up. Make sure the emergency stop is out. I'm gonna let it boot up for a second, and then I'll connect it to my laptop. All right, it's the next day. We were going a little too smooth there and actually ran into some issues. Basically, I couldn't get the spindle to move But the customer service at I2R has been phenomenal, which is awesome when I have no clue what I'm doing. So that's really important, and I'm already happy before I even fired up the machine. But emailed them twice, and they literally responded within 2 minutes. But basically reinstalled the software, and now it's working like it should. So when I press the home button, the spindle should move where it's supposed to. All right, for dust collection, I did go ahead and get this with the machine. I'll probably go ahead and leave this off so we can see it in the video, but this just bolts right on here, and then this is magnetized. You can take this part on and off. The machine came with a 1/8 inch collet in here. I'm going to go ahead and switch that over to a 1/4 inch collet. And for my first cut, I'm going to use a 90-degree V-bit. This is a Freud CNC bit. All right, they recommend running all of your cuts from the center, so that's what I'm doing here, centering it on the machine. I'm not sure why. I see a lot of people start from that corner. That's something I'm going to have to look into and learn the benefits of either way, but get it moved to the center here. And I just have a piece, it's 14 inches by 14 inches scrap MDF. I've got a few cuts so I can mess around and cut some stuff, but I've got the center marked on this, so I'm going to go ahead and get that lined up with the bit and get it clamped down. I've got the hold down clamps here. These are made of aluminum, so in case you accidentally hit them with your bit, it'll just cut right through it and not really damage the bit too bad. So these T-bolts just slide in the groove here. To set the Z-axis, it comes with this touch-off probe. Just plug it into the top of the spindle here. I'll get it close manually, and then there's a touch-off button that you select on the computer, and it'll slowly come down and touch this. Okay, I've got my file loaded here, and as you can see, it's just a simple engraving of my daughter's name. Like I said, wanted to start simple, and I created that in VCarve Pro, which is a software that a lot of people with CNCs use for all sorts of different machines, but this is something that you can purchase right through I2R with your machines. Went ahead and just made a simple engraving here. All that's left to do is cut it out. I'm not nervous, you're nervous. All right, here we go. Man, that is perfect. Wow, that's awesome. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just stop the video here. Like I said, I really just wanted to show setting up the machine, a nice simple carving, and really show how easy it was. Even in my own head, it's one of those things where you overthink it and think it's going to be harder than it is, especially when it comes to the designing software, the VCarve. I had no clue about that either, but I'll link some resources down below. There's a couple YouTube channels where I watched to learn how to even do this. So I'm gonna go watch some more and learn more before I fumble through these videos teaching you guys something I don't even know how to do. Just real quick, I wanted to touch on some of the things that drew me to this style of CNC. And the first would be these linear guide rails and precision ball screw. A lot of the lower end CNCs, they'll have belts and pulleys which aren't as accurate and have more friction. So this was really one of the main things that I liked about this style of CNC. The next would be the T-slot bed here, so you can easily add clamps or hold downs or anything you want. It has the 1 horsepower, 3-phase, 220 volt spindle on it, which has its own VFD inside, so you can plug it in with a standard 110 outlet. Another thing that I liked about this one is you can add a 4th axis, and I think that's going to be really exciting to look into in the future to cut like spindles or legs or stuff for tables and chairs. So I'm really excited about that. And you can also add a laser attachment on this as well, so that's something to look into in the future. Of course, I'll have to use it more to really give an opinion on it, but just setting it up, it's obviously rigid and hefty. So far I'm liking it, but stay tuned for an in-depth review in the future. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you're able to take something away from this video. Drop me a comment down below. Do you have a CNC? Do you want one? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know what you think about them. And of course, drop me any tips that you have to help me get learning. But thanks for watching. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed. I got a big furniture build series coming up right after this, so stay tuned.